Yeah, and I feel like I have a lot of when you say stories, I have shock value, isolated stories, but I don't know how that ties into the narrative.
I've been talking a lot about using stories lately to sell more stuff, to connect with people, etc. And one of the most common questions I get back, I'm actually going to show you a clip one of my friends, DJ, asked at the Summit of Power. Hunter answers it well, and that is how do you use a random story that doesn't appear to tie directly into whatever the narrative is or whatever you're trying to do and make that relevant. And it's important that you do this because people want to know where you came from. They want to know what happened before to lead you to be in the position that you're in now. They want to know where you were before you got to be where you are now. And it is very much the narrative, your personal narrative and life experience, that gives you the right to tell people how they should behave, which is what you are doing, whether you like it or not. That's what you're doing. And if you don't do this and you just rely on what people typically rely on, which is like credentials and just how much experience you have working in the field you work in or whatever, no one cares about any of that shit. Like the letters after your name, no one gives a shit. They want to know the story. They want to know the narrative, and it's your job to fill in those gaps. Now, I understand that this can be a little bit weird for people, especially if it's not something you do a lot, because if you've been posting just the typical stuff, value add, help people, exercises, whatever, it can be weird to tell a story. But what we can do is just leverage this thing that happens every week that everyone already knows about to make it a little bit less weird until we realize that it's actually not weird at all and people want more of it. And that's Throwback Thursday. Typically when people do Throwback Thursday, they just post some random photo from when they were a baby or some shit post they made on Facebook 8 years ago, whatever. And that's fine. But there's a better way. And I think it's just being more purposeful about what you're doing with Throwback Thursday and using it to tell a story is a much better way. So we're going to call this Backstory Thursday, even though I know the alliteration is gone. It's not as sexy. I couldn't think of another one, but it's fine. And that's what we're going to do. So I just want to show you a quick little clip here. This is Strong Camps DJ, who asked a question at the Summit of Power, which Hunter gave a really good answer to, and I think it kind of gets to the heart of this.
Yeah, and I feel like I have a lot of when you say stories, I have shock value, isolated stories, but I don't know how that ties into the narrative.
It doesn't.
I mean, once again, what I said over here, it doesn't have to be this leads to this, but you sharing more about yourself makes you more human to your audience.
That's all it is.
That leads to a better connection. It doesn't fucking matter that there's no segue into what you do. That's what I've learned talking to Ryan for over a year now, is that it's completely irrelevant. That it's two separate things. There's building connection stories, and those building connection stories lead to a better audience.
Totally.
Not because it segues into it. It's just because they realize, fuck, DJ's cooler than I thought. He's more honest than I thought. He's actually human. He's not this superhero that this shopping cart's full of rocks. He actually is a human. He has flaws. He has problems. For sure, I'm going to stay subscribed to his email list.
Cool. So thank you, Hunter. If I was going to add one thing to that to maybe make it a little, to give you something tactical to make it maybe make it feel a little bit less weird, that would be when you pick a story to tell, something that doesn't appear to